Hello friends, my name is Taylor, also known as Taylor Celadon here on the internet, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. Today we are going to be starting a brand new sketchbook, which I know is always pretty spooky scary, but this is a really cool sketchbook because as you can see it's handmade. I actually received it for Christmas and the paper is so cool. It has this like cloth like material. So I figured what better way to kick off my YouTube channel here than to start the sketchbook. And I did, skip a few pages at the beginning. I did not want to face my fear of starting the first page, so I just went ahead and skipped some pages. And I'm going to be working on a little landscape painting based off of a photo I took around springtime last year, and I'm going to be trying out some acrylic gouache in this sketchbook today. I'll get more into my process later and my thoughts on the sketchbook and using gouache in it, but first I wanted to take the time to introduce myself as this is my first video on this channel. I have uploaded a bunch of shorts, so my YouTube channel isn't completely vacant, but this is going to be the start of my long form content YouTube journey, if that makes any sense. So, as cliche as it sounds, I've always loved art ever since I was a little kid. Expressing myself creatively is so important, whether it be drawing or painting. And throughout my teenage years, it was makeup. A few years ago, when I was in college, I really enjoyed makeup and body painting and kind of special effects work. And so I was doing that for a while. But in recent years, since graduating college, I have been working towards my art career slowly but surely, and now more than ever, I feel so excited and motivated to create work and really put myself out there and create content and hopefully get to build a community. Now, don't get me wrong, I still have my bad days where I'm like having imposter syndrome and I'm just feeling super insecure and don't know what I'm doing with my life. And that's pretty relatable, I know. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel really excited. I'm turning 25 this year and I just feel like this is going to be a new kind of era, I guess. So, speaking of college, I technically did go to art school. It wasn't a school specifically for art, but I was accepted into their art program and eventually graduated with my Bachelor's of Fine Arts degree in painting. So, that's really cool. And unfortunately, I did graduate May of 2020, which, if y'all remember, that's when the pandemic started. So it was definitely quite a journey. And if you guys want me to speak more about that, maybe in future videos, kind of my experience, pretty much moving all of my art classes online last minute while also working on my thesis. It was a whole journey, to say the least. But if you guys ever want a video of me talking about that more in depth, feel free to let me know down below. Anyway, since graduating college, I definitely hit I don't even know what to call it, I guess a rut with my work because the way I was taught, or some of the things that I was taught in art school, was basically fine art was the only kind of art that mattered. And so I always kind of struggled while I was in college and a little bit after college with what kind of work should I make. And adding on the pressure of social media trying to force you to pick a niche, I've always kind of struggled with, oh my gosh, do I really need a style? Do I really need to pick like one subject matter to stick to and make that my brand? But recently, and I mean hella recently, in the past few months, I don't know what came over me, but I kind of just got super tired of worrying about that all the time. And don't get me wrong, like it still comes across my mind every now and then. However, it is not at the forefront of my mind, and I'm trying not to let those thoughts dictate what I create. And I'm also not letting it stop me from creating, because I also had issues with that as well, where I wouldn't be staying consistent with my work, with posting on social media, and I know all that stuff can get super draining. But now more than ever, I just feel super excited and motivated to create work and work towards my art career slowly but surely. And I'm hoping this journey that I'm starting now will hopefully lead to a community of artists and people who like art, where we can all talk together and share ideas, share our struggles, and share our work together. My most used mediums are definitely acrylic paint, and as of recently, watercolor, colored pencil, and acrylic gouache. Those are like the holy trinity for me. I'm just really loving that combination of mediums in my practice lately. And I'm really inspired by my everyday life living here in the Midwest. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot to mention, I live in South Dakota. I'm not from South Dakota, I'm from Pennsylvania, but I'm currently experiencing life out in the Midwest, and I've gotten to do some pretty cool things that I never thought I would get to do or experience, and that's been really exciting for me. And I feel like it has definitely helped me grow as a person and influenced the way I make my art now. But as I was saying, I'm really inspired by, everyday life, whether that's, you know, landscapes that I see, or animals that I see, or even people. I'm influenced by current fashion and also 90s slash 2000s fashion. I have quite a love for the 90s and 2000s because nostalgia just brings me so much joy. So I also find a lot of inspiration in my childhood, whether that be video games I played, or the fashion at the time, or even characters in some of my favorite childhood TV shows. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I am a-okay with that. I love exploring different subject matter, and I feel like if I just stuck to the same thing all the time, I'm the type of person who would get bored so quickly and would not be able to focus on my work. Now, we don't have that much time left in the video, and I probably should have talked about my process more here, um, but I'm not terribly familiar with doing an entire piece with just acrylic gouache. A lot of times when I've used this medium, I've mixed it with some other mediums, but this is one of my first pieces, I think, that I've done completely with just acrylic gouache, and I felt nervous but not too nervous, because acrylic gouache is definitely one of those mediums where it's very forgiving. So I just had a lot of fun layering, and if I thought I messed something up, I just layered more paint, and the paper in the sketchbook really held it quite well. I think I might use the sketchbook solely just for acrylic gouache, because I did use color pencil in here the other day, and while it wasn't, terrible by any means, you have to be kind of a bit more careful with this paper. As I was saying at the beginning of this video, it's kind of cloth-like, so if you rub too hard with your eraser, it's gonna tear it up a little bit. But I think acrylic gouache is a beautiful medium to use in the sketchbook, and I quite enjoyed it. I honestly have such a short attention span, I don't remember if I told y'all what kind of paint I'm using, or what brand rather. I'm pretty sure I did, but in case I didn't, I'm using the Turner Colorworks acrylic gouache, and it is lovely, like chef's kiss. I really enjoy this gouache. So we are heading towards the end of this video, and before I go, I just want to thank you guys so much for making it this far and checking out my channel and my artwork. I really appreciate it, and I hope to make some pretty fun content in the future. So I hope you decide to stick around and keep an eye out for that. And if you guys are interested in checking out more of my work or keeping up with me on other social media platforms, I will have those linked down below. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.